Hey everybody, Buggy back with another video. So this week I'm taking you along on a few short hunts around parks and yards in Omaha. So I've not been able to get out very much recently. However, I have had some pretty cool finds in the past couple of months. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Well, that is not what I expected to see. That is a nickel. It hit high and it's shiny. That's really shiny. What do we have for a year on that? I see 1940 something. I can already tell you that's going to be a war nickel. Oh yeah, look at that. P mint mark on the back, so definitely a war nickel. Let's see what we have for a date on it. 1940 something. I'm going to clean this up a little and I will loop you back in. So just to give you an idea, this hit 82 on the Deus 2. Not what I would expect out of a nickel, but it's got a P mint mark on the back. The date is 1944. So an older coin is silver #1 on my literal first dig of the night. So let's see if we get something else. Well, it seems like tonight is a nickel night. This is just a Jefferson, but the date on that is 1957, so an older one. I don't think I see a mint mark through the crust, but it's still a cool find. Let's see if we get something else. So that's an interesting find right there. That looks to be a little crucifix. And actually, this feels like iron. Huh. Interesting. This hit like a nickel, but apparently that is an iron crucifix or steel or something like that. But it's a cool find. Let's see if we get something else. So I just sealed my plug back up. Look at that, just sitting right on the ground. The other bit to whatever that iron cross was, and ooh, that is abnormally shiny and somewhat heavy. Huh. This might actually be silver. That is surprising. Huh. Well, whatever it is, I'm going to clean this up a little bit and I'll loop you back in. Well, here, this is that other bit all cleaned up. It is definitely a piece to a crucifix. I don't think there's a marker on it of any kind. However, looks like it's also starting to bubble up, so it's probably plated, but it's still a cool piece of history. So in the pouch, that'll go. Let's see if we get something else. Well, we've got us a spill apparently. I had to reopen the plug. That right there, that's a nickel. It's just a Jefferson. It's got an older mint mark on the back, so maybe it will be an older date. Let's see what we got. Ho ho, look at that. It's in the 50s, so we're gonna be able to date the spill probably. The date on that one is a 1954, I believe. Yeah, 1954, and I think it's got a Denver mint mark on it. But I will certainly take it, so in the pouch that'll go. Let's see if we get something else. Well, that hit extremely high, 98 on the Deus 2, and that feels very heavy. Oh my goodness. That wipes nice and clean, just like silver. And would you look at that, 925 marking on the back, and it's got a name on the front of Samantha. So sad to see somebody lose something so beautiful like this. This is a really cool piece, so I will certainly take it. So in the pouch, that'll go. Let's see if we get something else. Well, right next to this one, I just dug a 60s memorial. That's not a memorial, that is a wheat penny. It's down pretty deep too, and it's got a pretty green color to it actually. Let's see what we have for a date on it. Looks like a 1953 through the crust, but that's still a cool find. I'll certainly take it. So let's see if we get something else. So I've gone out to one of my favorite parks for another 50 mid-tone challenge. I have dug nothing but garbage until that came in 89 on the Deus 2. We got us a Merc. I think the date on that is 1926. I am not rubbing this one, so I'll clean this up off camera and I will loop you back in. Well, here's that Mercury dime all cleaned up. 1920 is the date on it, and it's got an S mint mark on the back. If that is a lower mintage one, I'll throw up the mintage next to it, but that is the last thing I was expecting, though it was pretty deep and a very faint tone, but I'll certainly take it. So let's see if we get something else. I have entered into a little construction area and just pulled up this big, heavy, and very shiny looking chain. It does not look super old, but this has a silver look to it. That's wiping so clean. Actually, I think I see a marker here finally. Would you look at that, 925 Italy. So we've got us a silver bracelet. Well, that's a pretty cool find. I'll take that. Let's see if we get something else. One more sort of interesting find here. It's just a 1952 Jefferson, but still an older coin. Has a Denver mint mark on the back, but it's a cool find. Let's see if we get something else. This looks like another piece of old stuff here. Oh yeah, that's definitely old stuff. That is some sort of button. I can't tell if that is a harp or an anchor. Well, what do you know? That is an eagle on an anchor, so this is going to be an Old Navy button of some sort. And it looks like the back piece is missing. So maybe it's still down there. But yeah, that is definitely an older Navy button. If I had to guess on age, most likely World War I era. But that's a pretty cool find. Let's see if we get something else. Well, this has been a very productive walk back towards the car. Just popped up a 93. That is very, very shiny. If I can hold on to it. And it's just a Rosie. This park was put in the 1870s. Why is every silver out of here a Rosie? Denver mint mark on the back. And a date of 1954. So not as old as the nickel, but still a piece of silver. I'll certainly take that. So in the pouch that'll go. Let's see if we get something else. Well, this one wasn't very deep. It sounded like a zinc penny, and that is a beautiful bone handle pocket knife. It looks like the blade must have busted and somebody tossed it. I am going to clean this one up a little bit off camera, and I will loop you back in. So based on the age of this location, it's not a super old knife, but that is a really cool piece of history. It's got a bone handle, probably like no more than 40 years old. It had a little badge in there though, but it's a cool find. Let's see if we get something else. Hey everybody, Bug Eater back with another wrap up from a few short hunts around some parks and yards. So we'll start off with the relics. I got into this super cool old pocket knife. Actually belonged to the owner of the home long ago. I also got onto a couple of buttons that are from the Universal Stonecutter Company of Chicago. I got onto one dog tax tag. It is from Omaha. The date is unknown. However, I dated it from the owner back to the 1960s. Onto some more of the relics. I got onto one button being a World War I Navy button. These three finds here were actually a spill. So it's a crucifix made of iron with this little silver-plated rosary bit. And then a 1954 nickel, so probably a late 50s, early 60s spill there. I got two more older Jeffersons, a 1952 and a 1957, a 59 Memorial, a 1950 wheat penny. Onto the silver coins, I got a 1944 war nickel. This one has a P mint mark on the back. Two silver dimes, one 1954 Rosie and a 1920 Merc. And here's the backs of these coins. And then as for mint marks, we have a Denver on the Roosevelt and an S on the Merc. I also got into one silver pendant. It has the name Samantha on it. It's definitely modern. But if I flip that over, that is a nice, hefty chunk of 925. And one sterling silver bracelet to send me home marked 925 Italy. But that was my hunt, guys. Thanks again for coming along. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Bug Eater, signing out.